Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the surveillance of Scott Peterson, the sorry ass deputy that was outside while the massacre was going on. And this was just released. So it's Broward Sheriff's Office released video showing sheriff deputy standing outside Parkland School during massacre. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Let me see if I can make this a full screen.
The February 14th, 2018 attack on Marjorie Stoneman.
All right, y'all. You see, he never went in that building, and it's very clear they were in those golf carts going around the building, and you see them standing real close to the building, but they never actually went in during the whole time. And the deputy, not the deputy, the sheriff, Israel, said that he had footage of them crouched behind a car outside. So that's not the footage that we saw. Of course, we saw something totally different. But he said, the last time he did, he was on TV, the last time he was speaking about what happened, he said there was footage of them ducked down behind the car, but we obviously did not see that. So the Broward County Sheriff's Department released a video footage Thursday that showed the armed school resource officer on campus during the Parkland, Florida shooting rampage, standing outside a school building while the massacre unfolded. And he clearly was. He never went in. He never went in. I even saw when he was up close to the building, I could clearly see he was still outside. The video raises further questions about the actions of Officer Scott Peterson, who was a Broward sheriff's deputy assigned as a lone armed officer protecting Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Peterson's behavior during and after February 14th mass shooting has become a focus of intense scrutiny, with Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel, and look, both of them are named Scott, assailing him for not rushing inside to confront the gunman. Peterson, who assigned after being suspended, is under investigation over his actions, what we should say his inaction, had defended his response to the shooting by arguing that he believed the gunfire was coming from outside rather than inside. Oh, come on. This man knew where that gunfire was coming from. Don't be fooled by this. He's just trying to save his ass. A school building. Because of that, he said he took up a tactical position to try to assess the situation. This man is lying. He knew that gunfire was coming from inside the school, not outside. Look, he was in a golf cart, him and the other deputies driving around the school. They didn't run into a gunman because he was inside. He's not telling the truth. The video footage, along with audio dispatch record released last week, shed new light on Peterson's action outside the school. The video released Thursday is one of many recordings on campus the day of the shooting, captured Peterson hurrying around the campus as the massacre was unfolding. And then, while police said the shooting continues, standing outside for several minutes without seeming to take over. He wasn't going in there. He knew if he went in there, he probably heard the sounds of that AR-15, and he knew it was automatic. He didn't have an automatic weapon on him. That's probably what he feared, and he didn't go in. He's not going to admit it, too much pride and arrogancy. So what do you expect? An attorney for Peterson did not respond to the message seeking comment Thursday. The sheriff's office, meanwhile, said the footage backed up Israel's public statement about Peterson. The video speaks for itself, the sheriff's office said in a statement. His actions were enough to warrant an internal affairs investigation, as requested by Sheriff Scott Israel on February 21st. After being suspended without pay, Peterson chose to resign and immediately retired rather than face possible termination. They should have fired his ass. Now he gets his full pension and everything, and his cowardly ass don't even deserve it. The statement added that the sheriff's office was unable to discuss more about the investigation because of the Florida law. The video footage does not include sound, but the sheriff's office last week released dispatch recordings that captured some of what Peterson said during the massacre. These audio recordings show that Peterson quickly zeroed in on the building where the massacre occurred, something backed up by the video, which shows him arriving 2 minutes after the gunfire began, and then seemingly focus on the building with what he reported over the audio. We're talking about the 1200 building. Peterson said at one point, according to the audio recordings, when another officer later said some students had reported possible firecrackers by the football field. Peterson replied, "We also heard it by inside the 1200 building." Okay, so he said when he was by the 1200 building, he heard the same sounds. It is unclear when the school surveillance video Peterson may have said this. The video recording came with a timestamp, which it should have, while the sheriff's office released timestamps for the dispatch recording released last week. But the sheriff's office also warned that the timestamps for these two sets of recordings were not exact. So they weren't synchronized. Okay, so we get that. And these are just pictures that we've seen before, the children just coming out of the school with their hands up. But this Peterson dude is a coward. He didn't do his job at all. But see, this just reinforces why so many people do not trust cops, do not believe cops. Cops ain't out here working hard. Many of them are barely working. And I've seen them around where I am. They're barely working. And they're not in any danger, y'all. They talk all that shit. Your trash man collecting your garbage cans and your plastic bags on the curb is in more danger than a police officer. There are jobs far more dangerous than a cop. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice and join me on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.